What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Lyft Chronicles LA. I'm your girl Sade, and I'm your friendly neighborhood Lyft driver. So before I get started with my story, let me tell y'all about how this white man tried to take me home yesterday. He was trying really hard to take me back to his house in Westlake Village. Yeah. So when I pulled up to him, he just looked so fucking excited. Like this rush of excitement just came over his face when he saw me pull up. And he gets in and he is cheesing from ear to ear. He's like, how are you? You know, like, the fuck, Tim Burton? The fuck? You know? He didn't look like Tim Burton, but his energy was very Tim Burton-ish. So he was just really creepy at first. But then we started talking, and then he ended up being pretty cool. Like, we were talking about different topics. We talked about politics. We talked about gentrification. We talked about all kinds of shit. And then we got on the topic of weed, because I was taking him to a weed shop. So I was, on my phone, and I was looking at, where I was taking him at. I was like, what is an herbarium? I asked him, I said, what is herbarium? He was like, oh, it's a weed store in West Hollywood. I said, damn, I thought you was going to like go buy some orchids or some shit. Like, herbarium. So anyways, we get on the topic of weed. We start talking about different strains of weed, the weed farms up north, blah, blah, blah. And so out the blue, he was just like, I could take you in there if you want. I could buy you whatever you want. I could buy you whatever weed you want. And in my head, I thought about my husband. I was like, damn, I could bring home so much weed right now. Like, but then I was like, no, because it's a lead-in. It's bait. Don't fucking take the bait, ladies. Dudes do shit like this all the time. It's bait. Don't take the bait. I was like, no, I'm cool. Like, I don't need no weed. I got weed at the house. Like, I'm good, bro. And he was like, are you sure? I could buy you whatever you want. You can have whatever you want. I'm like, I'm okay, So he was like, yeah, he was like, why don't you come with me? I was like, come with you where? I don't know you. That's how I'm talking to him. I'm trying to keep it cool. Like, man, I don't know you, bro. I'm not going nowhere with you. I'm like driving. He was like, no, come with me to my house. I was like, where your house at? Right? I was like, where your house at? He's like, it's in Westlake Village. I said, that's up there by Pepperdine University, right? Like up in that little area. He was like a little further, but yeah, it's up in Malibu. He was like, why don't you, we could go take some weed. We could go up there and smoke, blah, blah, blah. We can go to the beach. I was like, sir, I truly appreciate the offer, but I'm going to have to turn it down. I'm so sorry. Like, let him down easy. He was like, it's cool. And he was high already. He was just high, drunk, whatever the fuck he was. He was buzzed, ready to do whatever the fuck he was getting ready to do. But that shit had me dying laughing when he got out. Because he gets out the car and then he didn't want to get out. Then he did not want to get out. So I pull up to the fucking herbarium where I was taking his ass. And he gets out and he's up against the window, with his arm up. He was like, are you sure? He's like, last offer, I could take you in there and buy you whatever you want. I was like, I said I'm good. I don't need no weed. But have a good time. Bye. He smiles and he's like, see you later. I'm like, all right, bye. As soon as I ended the ride, I fucking gave that nigga 1 star. Like, I don't never want to see your creepy ass again. That shit was like, what the? I've had some weird rides, but that one was fucking weird. But really quick, this story that I want to tell y'all, because that was just the intro, and my intro was super long, but I had to tell y'all because that shit was fucking hilarious. But this story, this lady pissed me off. Like, I've never gotten like upset with the passenger for what they said, but this lady got to me. So I pick up this cute little, I guess she was middle-aged Caribbean woman. I couldn't tell exactly where she was from, but she had a Caribbean accent. And so she gets in and, she's so sweet and she's so nice. And we start talking and, she asked me, do you have any children? I was like, no, not yet. And she was like, oh, I have 3 grandchildren and I got 2 kids. I was like, oh, that's what's up. I was like, they're grown. They're both grown. She was like, yeah, they're both grown. One's 25 and one's 29. I was like, oh, okay. And she was like, you want to see pictures? I was like, yeah, sure. So she takes out her phone, and the first picture she shows me is of her son. And she is going on and on and on about her son. I mean, on and on and on. She was telling me all kind of shit about him. How handsome he was, how tall he was. He played football. He did this, he did that. He works here. You know, he likes this, he likes that. And I'm like, okay, well, you really love your son. All right. You know, she just thinks the world of him. She showed me like 3-4 pictures of him. She scrolls to her daughter. Okay. She shows me one picture of her daughter. She was like, oh, and this is, I'm going to attempt to do this accent. Oh, this is my chubby daughter. You just gave a whole motherfucking acceptance speech, basically, about your son. And then the first thing you say about your daughter is, this is my chubby daughter. And that's all she talked about was her weight. The entire fucking time we talked about her, we talked about her weight and how it's affecting her life. Okay? I was just getting increasingly fucking aggravated. I just was, because I know how black mothers can be to their daughters and their sons. Like, there is a dynamic there that we won't talk about, but it's there. Okay? They praise and uplift the son and basically just raise the daughter. Okay? The daughter has to come out super strong, super this, super that, and the son is enabled. And that pissed me off because she's one of those mothers. She's one of those mothers that really fucking worships her son like that's her man. I fucking hate that shit. Like, I was just, I was so aggravated with her. Like, how dare you? How dare you talk about your daughter in this way? And she's probably a great person. And the only thing that you talk about is her weight? I didn't want to talk to her after that. I almost caught an attitude. This sweet little old lady, I started to hate her ass. Like, really, bitch? Really? I couldn't believe. I couldn't believe it. And she was, and after that, we didn't talk about her daughter. We talked about her son for like 5 minutes. We spent like 30, 45 seconds on her daughter. I was just so disgusted with this lady. I was just like, it's very clear who your favorite kid is. And I feel sorry for her daughter. She probably got an eating disorder or something. Something had to have affected her to have a mother like that that's always getting on you about your weight. Like, something got to be wrong with her, you know, because you don't, how you survive shit like that. If this lady that is a complete stranger to me is willing to ridicule her daughter in another setting without her presence, imagine what the fuck she says to her in her face. Like, that's what I just kept thinking about. Like, imagine what this woman says to her daughter in her face. I was just, I was just like, I couldn't even have the conversation anymore. I continued to do so, but it was very short and sweet after that. So we get to her destination, and she was like, oh, 5 stars, you're awesome, blah, blah, blah. I hope I get you again, you know, that whole thing. And I was like, okay, thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right, bye-bye. As soon as she got in my car, I gave that bitch 1 star. Just for that. Like, how dare you? And she was so sweet. She was so sweet. I felt bad at first for giving her the 1 star, but I was like, bitch, if I ever see you again and you talk about your daughter like that, I'm going to say something. Because that shit's fucked up. I was upset about that. I really was. I was talking to myself. I remember I was talking to myself in the car afterwards because I was just like, I cannot believe that shit. Like, how could you talk about your daughter like that? What the fuck? If you was going to talk about her like that, you might as well have not even mentioned her. You should have just said, I got 1 kid. I'm a complete stranger. I'm not going to fucking find out. You should have just said, I got 1 kid and just show me a picture of your son and we would have been cool. But you had to talk. You just couldn't help yourself talking shit about your daughter. Shame. Anyways, I'm about to go finish these rides real quick because I'm trying to get off early today because I want to make some burritos and I need some time. So, all right, y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. If you love the content, like the content, please remember to like and subscribe to my channel. And Please follow me on Instagram at Sharday Sangs, SHARDSANGZ. And I'll holla at y'all later. Peace.